Hi guys, my name is Lucas Delano and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Smiths. And the Smiths made music in the punk rock era of music, but specifically the genre of music that they made was post-punk rock. And the reason that this is because they blended sounds of classic rock and sounds of punk rock together to make a special sounding type of music. So the lead singer Morrissey and the lead guitarist Johnny Marr came together to create this band, and Morrissey was the vocalist, and he wrote progressive sounding lyrics, very in touch with young people, this like punk lyrics, punk vocals. And Johnny Marr was very in touch with like classic rock because he played the guitar. And so he would play guitar riffs and make beats and rhythms that were very closely related to classic rock, while Morrissey was making newer sounding vocals and newer messages and spreading newer ideals in his words. So although that they were kind of different, they blended together very well to make a very interesting and very memorable type of music. And as John Peel, a radio host of the time, said, I was impressed because unlike most bands, you couldn't immediately tell what records they had been listening to. That's fairly unusual, very rare indeed. It was the aspect of the Smiths that I'd found most impressive. And the reason that he says that you couldn't exactly tell what types of records they had been listening to is because of that difference in the type of music that they were making. Half of the song was totally new sounding, while half of it was relatable to anybody who had been listening to classic rock. And so it was really interesting for the time. And their cultural and societal influence was that although that they were kind of behind their time in their beats, they were very in touch with the young people of America or the world, and the ideals that they all shared and the progressive thought that they wanted to move towards. But and this made them kind of a symbol for these new ideas and these progressive ways of thinking, because Morrissey was outspoken about these types of things. He claimed to be celibate. He had absolutely no problem talking about his sexual identity and no problem at all talking about his beliefs on government. And he reached to a lot of people that didn't hear these types of things being talked about in music, and these new ideas and things that they actually appealed with being talked about in music. And that's why they blew up so much, and that's why there's a whole generation of people in music, and even the new generations, that still appeal to this band even though they're 30 years old now. It's just that they hit a spot that not many bands have been able to do, and that's very important. And as John Savage of the magazine The Garden said in 2011, it's all there with the Smiths. Sexual and social confusion, vulnerability and violence, alienation and loneliness, the oscillation between feeling abject and worthless and wanting to take over the world, the fantasies of power and revenge. Morrissey talks about everything. Morrissey talks about being alone. Morrissey talks about being in love. Morrissey talks about sexual yearning. He talks about being reserved from his sexual side, and everything in between. No matter what kind of mood you're in, no matter what kind of day you're having, if you enjoy this sound and melody of classic rock with the vocals and the lyrics and vocals of punk rock, the Smiths are a perfect blend for you. And I genuinely love them, and I think that they're an amazing band. So thank you guys.